What's up, guys? My name's Olivia O'Brien, and I was just on the Zach Sang Show, and we talked about my newest project, Episodes Season 1, and we talked a little bit about Episodes Season 2, and my tour, and a lot of other things. It was awesome.
Let's do this. Zach Sang Show.
Hello there, beautiful human.
Howdy.
I'm Zach. That is Daniel.
Hello.
And
Daniel. Not just Dan today?
Getting full name today.
Okay.
He gets full name on
Are
certain
you
days.
Zachary?
Well, it depends on how I act today.
Okay.
Maybe we'll determine full name or hyphenated name by the end of the conversation.
Okay, cool.
Olivia O'Brien, hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Can I be Liv today?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that what you go by?
Sometimes my friends call me Liv.
I think Liv is very retro, which I think is kind of in theme with your existence today, but also in episode season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I like your phone case, very like 60s, 70s energy.
Thank you. Shout out to Wildflower Cases, my friend Sydney's brand.
Even the look, like
Thank you.
it is retro, right? And
Yeah. I feel like I always have a new style. Like I'm just always into new things and new eras. I'm like obsessed with the past, which is kind of sad because like I can never go back and live in a different time period, but I'm like obsessed with all that stuff. So I find myself always just obsessing over something new that's old. New to me, old to the world.
But is it just an aesthetic, or does that find its way into the sonic, specifically on the? We're gonna call it like chapters or an EP, or it's technically seasons.
It's
an episode.
It's episodes. Each
Yeah.
song is an
Episodes.
episode, and it's a season. That's what we were going for. I mean, like I said, I'm like obsessing over new things, and I've gone through phases. Like when I was actually making my first album, I was really, really into like 50s and 60s music, and I don't know if it really showed in any of the songs that I ended up putting out, but I made a lot of songs during that time that never came out that were super inspired by that. And then I was really into like 70s music when I was like, I mean, I'm still obsessed with Fleetwood Mac, but like I was really obsessed with Stevie Nicks for like a good year of like that's all I wanted to make. And now I just I feel like I've been through phases of obsessing over like every different decade of music. Right now, for some reason, I've been listening to Love Angel Music Baby by Gwen Stefani, like on repeat, the album from 2004.
Okay.
So maybe I'm back in the early 2000s. I don't know. I'm just like, now I've had my moment with every single decade of music that I kind of just, whatever I'm feeling that day, I'll just be like, today we're going to the 80s and we're going to listen to Tears for Fears, and tomorrow, whatever, you know.
I feel like this EP is a collection of sounds. Like there's no one sound. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was going for, is each song has a different sound and a different like theme. The lyrics are different from each other. But then on the second half, each song kind of has a counterpart. So that's where it fits in together. But what I found is, which kind of goes back to when I was making my micro mixtapes, I didn't really want to do the album thing again because I found myself sacrificing good songs for the sake of making a cohesive project. And then it would take me forever to finish it. And by the time I'm done with the full cohesive album, it's like I'm already over all these songs. So I had all of these songs that I've been working on for the past couple years, and a lot of them were supposed to come out like over the pandemic, and that didn't happen and whatever. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to wait until it feels like a cohesive project again, but I also want to do something bigger than just my little micro mixtape. So I'm going to do an album, but I'm going to do it my way. You know?
Yeah. By the way, like in your way is you cut it up, you deliver it how you want. I mean, how do you arrange though? Do you go in knowing that you're only going to package it in like 6-song little boxes, or do you create a bunch and then kind of pair them all up and put them together?
Well, if it were my way, actually my way, where like no one could tell me what to do, I'd put out like 100 songs and like deal with it.
Really?
Oh God, yeah, I have so many songs that I want to put out, but I have to narrow it down because it's like, first of all, songs are expensive. My label's not going to pay for 100 songs to come out. Like that's just not happening. And also, you know, I only want to put out the best songs that I've made. So I might love a song, but it's might not be something that people would like. Like maybe I love it because it means a lot to me, but it's not necessarily super relatable or something that people would want from me. And, you know, maybe those songs will come out down the line, but I kind of just narrowed it down to my personal top favorites that I also think my fans would like and enjoy and listen to and want to hear from me. So yeah, once I narrowed it down, I was like, okay, now how do I make these make sense together? And then I had the idea of, okay, they don't really make sense together, so let's come up with a concept that kind of forces them to make sense together. And then I didn't want to wait until all of the songs were finished, because there's songs on season 2 that aren't even technically fully finished yet. Like, they need to be like mixed and mastered and everything. The songs are written, and then I wanted to get a feature on one of the songs that's in season 2, and it's done, but I wanted to put out the songs on the first half, and I didn't want to wait for the second half to be done. So I was like, I'm just gonna put out a first season and then the second season.
Isn't
whatever.
that how a TV show really works?
I guess, yeah. The story's not finished yet, so you put it on to the next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still know you have the first season as reference.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So how would you describe season 1?
Well, I don't know if there's like something that describes it as a whole. That's the whole thing, is like each song is different from the next, but I do think it kind of tells a story. Like, it shows every side of me. Like, there's a sad song, there's like my like scary song for some reason. I don't know why I wanted to make a scary song.
What do you consider scary though? Because
Sociopath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it starts with like the Psycho theme song, and then we made like a horror movie. And like I said, it's episodes, so they're all kind of inspired by like TV shows or movies or like types of something that you would see on TV or watch on TV, which I thought was cool because I can get really, really creative with that, with the visuals. And that's been really, really fun to do. And once I came up with that idea, I realized like, oh my gosh, all these songs actually fit with such a specific theme. Like, my song What Happens Now is the last song on purpose, because it feels like the cinematic like ending, like when the ending credits roll, and like we made like little short visuals for everything, and it's me in a car like driving down a highway with sunrise in the background like dramatically, and it just like perfectly fits with that. Like, that's what I'd want to see if that was in a movie, you know?
I ask, what song you consider the scary one, because we're all going to die, to me, is a little scary,
Yeah.
The concept of death, but also matched with that light and airy sonics that are also rather anthemic. I see you performing that at a festival, and it excites me.
It's like the perfect sing-along.
It is, and I remember...
But in the worst way, kind of, almost.
Kind of. I remember I sent it to one of my friends, and he was like, I love this song, but like it kind of makes me feel weird. The lyrics kind of make me feel weird that you're singing that. Like, it's so happy and like I want to sing along, but it kind of makes me uncomfortable. And I was like, perfect, great, love that. If that song had a more dark production and like sonically, if it was really dark, it would just be like, what is she talking about? And when
I feel for her.
If it's like you add it's almost sarcastic. It's and for that we wanted to do almost like a like fake perfect suburbia world for it, kind of like Truman Show vibes. And just because it's like almost eerie, but it's not. It's like still fun, and it adds kind of a lightness to a dark subject, which is something that I kind of like to do. And I think that the track kind of sounds like a Christmas song almost. When we were making it, we were like, it sounds like we could make this into a Christmas song right now. It has like bells, and it's just so happy. And I love the contrast that it creates with like the dark lyrics and the overly corny happy production, and not corny in a bad way. It's like I love the way it works together.
But what is it born from?
What do you mean? What is it born
like? Where does it come from? Do you just enter the studio one day?
My
and you're
severe, crippling fear of death.
Okay, so you are afraid of it.
Yeah, she says as she laughs.
But is there moments in your life where like, who cares? Like, we're gonna die, so this doesn't matter?
Yeah, I mean, it comes and goes for me. I'll go through points where I worry about it all the time. I had my first existential crisis when I was like 5, and I vividly remember it. I was sitting, and I used to share a Jack and Jill bathroom with my sister in my old house. I moved out of that house when I was like 6, so I had to be like 5 years old. And I remember looking at my hands and being like, what is happening here? Like, I'm in a body right now, and I had like this weird moment. Ever since then, I've like had this weird relationship with death in my life, and I was literally 5 years old. I don't know how, like, who was talking to me about that? Like, what? Where did I learn that from? But then I kind of stopped thinking about it for a while, and then my fear kind of came back in middle school a little bit, and then in high school, one of the first times I ever smoked weed, I remember I was sitting with my best friend Ariel on her back porch, her parents' house, and we were smoking out of a bong, and I realized, I was like, oh my God, I'm high. And then I just had this weird feeling like, oh my God, I'm going to be old one day. And I'm like I'm going to be old, and I'm going to be saggy, and I'm going to be ugly, and then I'm going to die. Like, I'm not going to be here anymore. Like, I'm not going to be here. And it was just this weird, and I was like, I just had this weird realization, but like, obviously that's going to happen. We all know that. But for some reason, something just switched in my brain. And then ever since then, it's been so. That's my story. But now I go to therapy, so everything's fine.
But does the thought of death prevent you from doing certain things in your life, like relationships or whatever else it may be?
No, it doesn't necessarily prevent me from doing anything except for maybe like sleeping at night.
That prevents everything else.
Yeah.
Literally everything. Everything's attached to sleep.
I just have moments. Like, it's not like something I'm worried about all the time. But if something clicks weird in my brain, and I feel like I'm always shifting my perspective on life, and sometimes I'll go through a phase where I actually don't really mind and don't really care, and then sometimes it's all I think about, and it like consumes me, and I want to, I don't know, I was gonna say want to die, but obviously it would make me not want to die. So but where does it leave you? It's like, do I want to die? Do I want to live? Do I want to just cease to exist? That is the question.
I think ceasing to exist may be the same as death, no?
Yeah, but is it? What's so scary to me is it's like you either continue to live on for eternity, like whether it's in heaven or your soul, your spirit, or reincarnation, whatever you believe in. So that's one possible route, right? Living forever.
Uh-huh.
Or you die and just it's nothing and there's nothingness. And both of those to me are equally as terrifying.
Which one would you rather for yourself?
I can't. I don't know. I would rather neither.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's so, like, I don't want to live forever, but I don't want to die. Like, I didn't ask to be born.
So I guess you didn't ask to die.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I didn't ask for everyone I love and everyone that I've ever met to die either. Like, that's also scary. What if I live longer than all my friends? That might be worse.
It may happen.
Like, this is, do you really think about this?
All the time. All the time.
I mean, that's not healthy energy.
I know. I need to work on it.
So this song provides no release?
No, well, when I wrote the song, actually, I was going through kind of not a great time, and I was refusing to go to therapy because I used to hate therapy. I was like, I will not go to therapy. In the song, I say, I'm not going to pay to have a weird old lady stare at me. Like, my mom forced me to go to therapy when I was little, and I ended up getting misdiagnosed with a bunch of mental illnesses because my mom like thought that I was crazy, but I was just like a depressed teenager, and she was like, she's crazy, you need to put her on medication, like all this stuff. So I was traumatized from that, like traumatized. So I hated therapy. I never wanted to go. I went to like 10 different therapists growing up, and I didn't like any of them, and I would just sit there and not talk to them. So when I wrote the song, I was in a point in my life, I was like, I'm not going to go to therapy. I know I'm depressed right now. I know it's not good. I know my coping mechanisms are not healthy, but whatever, we're all gonna die, who cares? And so it's kind of like me like joking about how I'm dumb and actually should probably be in therapy. And then I started going to therapy and taking medication, and now I'm fixed.
Texting in my group chat doesn't count as therapy, but all my friends are there for me. Don't need prescription clarity.
I do. I do need prescription. Prozac.
I mean, you feel better.
I do feel better. I'm on a low dose too, so I was like always afraid of side effects. I went on a bunch of different medication in high school and I didn't like it. But I really like Prozac. I think you just have to want to do it for yourself. That's the only way that you'll feel better, is wanting to feel better. And when you're really depressed, you don't even know if you want to, because the thought of doing that is daunting in itself. Like you just don't even, you're just so stuck. And you have to get to a point on your own before you even ask for help. And that's the hardest part.
100%. 100%. Yes, beautiful human. Now that we are out and about like normal people, we are taking photos again. We are capturing special moments together after a very, very long year off. But you know, after you take that photo, making it physical is the right way to perfectly cherish the moment. Because, like, what good is a photo if it just collects dust on your phone? Like, whatever. Make it physical. Show that moment off. Carry it with you. It's just like, it hits different. When you can actually touch and feel and see a photo, that's not on just a freaking screen. So you got to check out myphoto.com. Myphoto.com. It is awesome. You can create pretty much anything with a photo in like 2 minutes. Prices start at $12. You can print your photos on things like acrylic, glass, metal, wood, literally anything. I just did a little photo cube with my dog Glue, and it really makes me happy. It sits on my shelf at home, and it's like he's staring at me. Try it out. Myphoto.com. If you have a photo that's just sitting on your phone that you want to bring to life in a very cool way, myphoto.com is the perfect way to do it. I promise. There's really not much to it. It's very fun, really easy to do, and totally worth your time. And if you use my name, Zach, at checkout, you get 20% off your first order. Myphoto.com. Again, you can make things starting at $12, so bring your photos to life. Be able to carry them with you. Hold them with you forever. Myphoto.com. Use my name, Zach, when you're checking out, and you get 20% off. What were your coping mechanisms?
Drinking. No, not drinking. Yeah, drinking. I would just go out with my friends. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm sad, so I'm going to drink. But I was like, oh, I should be going out and I should be having fun. And I would go out and then I wouldn't have fun and I would feel way worse. And then I would go home and cry. And I would just dump everything onto my friends. Like, I don't know how they're still friends with me. I would dump everything on my friends. I would dump everything onto the internet. And also my writing. That was probably my one healthy coping mechanism. But I would just, like, tell everyone, oh, my God, I'm so sad. And then I wouldn't do anything to help myself, which, like, you know?
Felt.
What can you do?
Understood.
Yeah.
In it. Understanding it. But it's hard. You know, and in my case, it's hard to have the realization and to come to it and then to find help or seek it out. And then, you know, to your point, like, it could get daunting to a certain degree. And, like, yeah.
But once you find the right therapist, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I was lucky. Like, once I decided I wanted to go to therapy again, I really liked the first therapist that I saw. So, and who knows, like, if I hadn't liked that first therapist, maybe I would have been like, nope, still hate therapy, can't go, and then would quit. Instead of what you should do in that situation is, you know, keep trying until you find someone that you like. So I got lucky. I got really lucky. But yeah, so super fun. Depression.
No, I mean, this stuff should be discussed and talked
Also,
about.
I got diagnosed with OCD, and I didn't even ever think that was a possibility of something that I could have. But then after I got diagnosed with it, I was like, everything I've ever done makes so much sense now. So
Like what?
Like, just intrusive thoughts and, like, weird things that I've always done that I never associated with anything. And I've always had really bad anxiety. I didn't realize OCD is an anxiety disorder. I think people think of it as, like, cleaning and making sure things are always right. And there's certain things in my life that I do have those kind of, like, that kind of thing with, like my bed. If someone touches my bed or if I get one little thing in my bed, like, I freak out. But it's not just like, oh, it has to be clean. It's like it creates this weird thing when someone when someone is in my space and, like, touches things the wrong way, and it doesn't have to necessarily be clean, but it's just, like, the way that I put it, and it, like, irks me to a level that probably is not normal. But that's not the only thing that is having OCD. Like, it's a lot more complex.
Yeah, it's overactive thoughts, thinking about the same thing over and over again.
Obsessing, yeah. And that's probably also a lot of the death stuff. It's like, why am I obsessing over something that I can't control?
That's OCD?
Yeah, so vibes.
Well, who's the sociopath?
You know, me.
Okay. Well, all right, let me ask this. Since the last time we saw you in person, because Zoom interviews don't count, have you have any more little tally marks?
No, I've had 3.
You only have 3. I'm just checking to see if there's a 4th on there.
I know my bracelets. 3.
Okay, so just 3. So back to the question, who's the sociopath?
Dan, you already know.
Okay, I just know, I would assume.
I was worried about this.
When did you write this song?
I wrote that song. Let me see.
What do you?
I'm sorry, I randomly become professional.
Let me deflect into my phone and let me turn on an accent.
Now I'm expecting you guys to be like, so when did you turn British? I don't know, actually. Wait, I'm trying to find, like, the first. I want to say November November 27th, 2019. So the day
Oh.
after my birthday, actually.
Oh,
randomly.
wow.
Well, that's when no, maybe that's when they sent it to me. But so November of 2019.
Olivia.
Yes.
So Jocelyn was obviously a very, very big song of
Yes.
yours, and the internet did a lot of digging. Did
Hold
you
on.
enjoy what?
Let's just call it what it is. Like, so the song's about Logan Paul, right? Because he is that to a certain degree.
A sociopath?
Yes, I would assume. And it's wrong to assume because I don't necessarily know the person.
You're going off the lyrics.
Yeah. So I know I previously said that it was not about him.
You're what?
I previously said that it was not about him. I'm pretty sure last time I was here, I said you like asked me.
What, about Jocelyn or the sociopath?
Jocelyn.
Yeah. Well, no. You told us afterwards, but you said we couldn't say it
Okay.
publicly.
Oh, I did.
We edited it out. By the way, hold on.
We took
You
it
know
out.
what I have here? Because I'm a random hoarder. It's one of my problems.
I'm literally sweating. Oh my god, I'm literally sweating.
This is a card from you that came with flowers. It says, "Sorry I spilled so much tea and made you clean it up. Love." And I don't even know why I still have it. It's because I'm a hoarder and it's a gross habit.
Keep it forever.
Yeah, I guess now.
Yeah. I just didn't want anyone to know. I don't like people in my business. And also
I get that. And by the way,
not that it's embarrassing, but it's kind of embarrassing. Just because the way that people think about him.
I think he's very entertaining.
He is. He's quite entertaining. Very
Yeah.
entertaining. Yeah, but I just knew my fans would be disappointed in me. Also, I just hate when people know too personal of details. I'll say the most personal things ever, but then just leave names out so that people don't assume things. Like me publicly dating Todd, now everyone just assumes all my songs are about Todd, and he never did anything to me. He's the sweetest guy ever. People think that Jocelyn is about Natalie. I'm like, I literally love Natalie. I remember I commented on one of her Instagram photos, complimenting her, and people were like, oh my god, you're being so insecure right now. Why are you? I was like, what? I love them together. None of that is about that. So I feel like if I publicly am talking to someone or have any connection to someone, then it's just going to create that all over again. But then there's a point where people just find out, and then I need to stop trying to hide it, because then I'm just being a liar, and I don't want to be a liar, but I don't want people to know my business.
You get caught in a really weird position.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to share it all, really.
Yeah. And I don't want to be one of those people that goes on to a podcast or wherever and is like, yeah, I hooked up with this guy, and then that's not my vibe. I don't want that.
But you're in a position where people will do the research and figure things out.
I know.
Let's keep it moving.
Well, listen, this is something new I'm testing here. 1 second.
Oh.
First of all, this picture of you is hilarious.
Dan's been adamant about getting himself
Second.
on TV.
What are I hate the internet. I need to stop reading bad word about me that's not true.
I don't know what day that was, but
It's good to know you screenshot her stories.
Yeah, I found this and I said, you know what? This is going to be good next time we speak to her.
you just saved it?
Yeah, I have a whole folder on here called interview screenshots.
Wow.
This is not my only one for you.
Oh,
We got a bunch to go through.
Goody. Yeah, I mean, I actually do see things all the time that are just blatantly not true about me or my friends, or someone. I was sitting in my house and someone kept commenting on my Instagram. I'm pretty sure it was this. That was what I was talking about. Someone kept commenting on my Instagram and was like, "Why are you traveling right now?" It was during the and someone was like, "Why are you traveling right now? Tell you and your friends to stop traveling. Olivia O'Brien's traveling right now." And I literally was like, "I'm sitting in my house right now. I'm in my house. What did I do? I didn't do anything." So, yeah, people are just crazy. And they literally, people actually, I think the most terrifying part of the internet is that people actually just make things up completely, and they can. And there will be other people that will believe them.
Yeah, because as long as you have a screen and a keyboard, you have the ability to write your own narrative
Exactly.
and do
That's so scary.
whatever. Totally. Oh my God. Keep it moving. Any girl you probably listens to my music. You got a lot of hoes, but I'm the best to ever do it.
My names start with a no, but I ain't never gonna fake one.
Oh, that I had to change that one because it used to be the first letter of his name.
Wait, explain that?
It used to be, your name start with a L, but I ain't never gonna take one.
Oh. Who made you change that?
Me, because I didn't want anyone to know, but I changed it before people knew. And then I was like, okay, well, I actually like the O line better. I think it's funny.
Great record. Are you rich?
No. I'm sweating.
Why are we laughing?
Am I rich?
Yes. You mentioned the money you have in that song.
Yeah, but it's more of like kind of like a manifesting like affirmation song to myself of like, yes, I'm a bad whatever. Like there are some things that in there that I, may believe to be true. But it's also just kind of like hyping myself up because all my songs are sad and depressing. And I just wanted to like give myself a little moment there.
You deserve beyond.
Yeah. And I am not like super rich, but I came from like my family never really had money growing up. I mean, we had money when I was really little, and then my dad like got screwed over in his job. We lost everything. Our house got foreclosed on, and then I was like, no, I didn't have any money growing up after that. And then when I started making my own money, I immediately was like the richest person in my family, and I was like, I'm a big baller, and I went and bought like Gucci bags every day. And then I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't be doing that. And then I do well for a 21-year-old girl, I'd say.
You bought a house.
I bought a house. I did.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
That's huge.
I wish it was bigger, but it's only 3 bedrooms.
That's it?
Oh my God, you're poor.
Yeah,
I'm so poor.
What are you going to fill it with?
Well, I do have a roommate.
Okay, are they paying rent?
That's a good question.
Okay, that's a bad investment.
I don't know.
Well, you have an extra bedroom?
No, I have a studio room that's currently filled with a bunch of boxes. And then my room, and then my friend Quinn is staying with me right now. And then I have like a little, they converted the detached garage into a little like guest house thing, but it's just one room. It has a bathroom in it, but it's like almost like a little tiny studio apartment.
That's awesome.
So I'm going to put like, make it kind of a guest room for my sister wants to come visit and put like a little pull-out couch in there.
Wow.
And then, yeah.
Look at you.
I know. I was like, it's been on my like vision boards to get a house for a really long time. I've always been too scared to make the investment because like when you buy a house, like all of my money is going there, like a lot of money, and it's all in the house right now. So, and then now like I don't have a landlord to call. Like if I need to fix something, I need to fix something.
It's all you.
But my dad is really, really helpful. He's helping me with everything. And right after I moved into my house, the next day I went to Turks and Caicos. And then from Turks and Caicos, I went to New York. And then from New York, I went to London.
Spending a lot of time.
So I was gone for 3 weeks. And then I just came home like last week, or I don't even know. I have no concept of time. But yeah, so I'm finally unpacking everything in my house. And my dad was unpacking the whole kitchen for me and like helping me find gardeners and everyone to do. Like it's just, I forgot how much you need to do when you have a house, and I have a lot to do, and it's scary. I'm like nothing is done, so it's interesting. But yeah, I'm really proud of myself. It's been one of my goals for a while.
That really stresses me out. But I am so far from ever owning anything.
Yeah, that's one of my goals too, but I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Really?
No.
Nobody.
No.
I was asking you where you
Nobody's
lived,
listening to our
honestly, because I was like, well, if she's got a house, I could take a room, but it's too far away from our studio.
It is. It's kind of far.
You trying to be a
Well,
roommate?
she gives out free rent, she just said.
Dude,
right.
but no, what's crazy is like I should have bought a house like 3 years ago because when I was looking, I was like, I could have got a nicer house 3 years ago for this price. Like I've always been looking to buy, and then I end up renting because I get scared because I'm like, I don't want to put all my money in a down payment. Like that's like my entire bank account. Like I can't do that. So yeah, I was always scared. And then now when I actually wanted to buy, all houses are so much more expensive, and the market is insane.
Yeah, it's hard to get one.
I found like my literal dream house, and someone bought it for like $400,000 over the asking price, which was like I put my offer in at asking, and with a mortgage. Like I'm not paying all cash. I do not have those kind of funds. And someone put in all cash offer for $400,000 over what it was on the market for, and I was like, I'm never getting a house. I'm never getting a house.
Welcome to Los Angeles,
But
where
I got a house.
everybody's rich.
Yeah. I know, it's so annoying. Like every time I think that I am kind of rich, then I meet someone and I'm like, I'm not rich at all. Like I know I've met people that have just stupid kinds of money. And like obviously I know I do well for myself and I am so grateful, but people have so much money here. It's like frightening. Like how do you have that much money? What did you do? I want it. No, I don't.
Well, I think this is a perfect tie-in to Call Mom.
I was literally just going to go there, Daniel.
Wow.
Look at you.
Look at that.
Crying backstage, but playing the Fonda. Is that reality? I was at that show.
Kinda. It just rhymed, but I did play the Fonda. Actually, I played it with Jack and Jack. But yeah, that song, I was scared that people would misinterpret it as like me complaining about being rich, which is just like, it's not. I said, I just can't afford to be rich any longer. But in my head, what that line meant is like, I was trying to keep up this image when I moved to LA of like, oh, because I immediately started hanging out with all these kids that like have their parents' money and they're all, or like they've been in the business for a really long time and they're actually really rich. And, you know, like I said, I just got money. So I was trying to keep up with everything and trying to like buy the designer stuff and like learn all of the things that I had to do and what was cool. And then I found myself like I wasn't able to keep up with the lifestyle anymore. I didn't want to. And I was like, this is stupid. I'm wasting all my time, wasting all my money. And so that's what the song's about, and kind of like feeling like an imposter in adulthood. Like I'm not a real adult and I'm just here.
There for the party, but not when it ends.
Mm-hmm. Friends.
Do you still enjoy living this Hollywood lifestyle?
No.
Okay.
Well, I do. I like to go out every once in a while now. I don't like, I used to always have FOMO. Like if my friends were going out and I wasn't with them, I would be like, oh my God, I'm missing out. Now, when I do go out with them, I'm like, okay, this is just like every other time. And I like to go places. Like I went to London by myself to see my friend who lives there, like one of my best friends. It was his birthday. And I had so much fun. I was literally by myself and just did whatever I wanted. And experiencing other places. I love going out somewhere other than LA, like anywhere other than LA. I will go to a random bar. When I was in New York, I met up with this guy and I was like, he was cool, but I wasn't like, you know, trying to make anything of it. So I got bored. We were at like a sceney place and I got really bored. And I was like, let's go somewhere. So we got on city bikes. We were drunk and we drove around. I don't know. Is that like
You're
dangerous?
Okay.
We only went 2 blocks. So I got scared.
Okay. Much worse things have happened on city bikes.
Probably. And then we found this like random bar. There was no possible way I would know any single person in there. It was like kind of weird and scary, but I was drunk. So I was like, this is funny. Then we were like, oh, like we want to go to a smoke shop. So we go around the corner and some guy runs up to us and was like, you guys are such a beautiful couple. Like you guys are, I was like, thank you so much. We've been together for 2 years and we have a baby on the way. And he was like, oh, we just found out it's a boy. And then we just started lying to everyone that whole night. We went back to the bar and we just started lying to everyone. We started lying to this guy that was sitting next to us and like, yeah, we've been together for 2 years. We're engaged now, blah, blah, blah. And then I would like randomly turn around and be like, Cameron, are you cheating on me? And like just be like insane to this guy. I told the guy I was pregnant and I was like drinking.
It sounds like a dream night. Why?
No, it was so fun. That's what I'm saying. I like to go places by myself and just do stupid things and lie to people.
But why not do this again with this person?
No, I can do it with someone else.
How do you meet this person?
I've known him for a while. He's just like a guy. He's cool, but
okay.
I don't like to hang out with people's ways. I'm just kidding.
Do you meet over an app? Do you meet from friends?
They're friends. I've known him for like years actually, but he just recently moved to New York. This is not important.
I want to know. I mean, this sounds like a great evening. I would want to duplicate
It was a great evening. It was a great evening. But
clearly not great enough to do it again.
But I'm just saying like that's not stuff I can do in LA because if any place that we go to, like I'll know people. Like or I want to go to a random bar, but my friends are usually not down for that. I think they're starting to open up to it more now that like after we experienced like not being able to go out at all during COVID, they're kind of like, okay, I'm down to do anything. And so I want to take them places that we would normally never go and just do stupid things because it's so much fun to me.
Do you find genuine friendships within this like elite, rich, fancy, famous circle of people?
Yeah, I feel like most of my friends weren't necessarily like born into super rich families or anything. Like their stories are kind of more similar to mine where like they came up on their own thing when they were like teenagers. So I think I kind of relate to them in that sense. Like Kelsey, she comes from a really normal family and just started making money from being pretty. And so it's, I don't know. I'm kind of intimidated by people that come from really rich families. Like they scare me. I just feel like I can't relate to them at all. And but I've kind of found a good group of people that have more relatable lives, even though like our lives may not be as relatable to people now. I don't know. And there's times when I don't necessarily agree with my friends on things, or I feel distance forming between us, or we don't necessarily like the same things or have the same interests. Like and I have that with each one of them in different ways. But I don't think that's a reason to not be friends with someone or not have a genuine relationship and connection. And I've realized how to kind of balance my friendships and not rely on people for everything. Like I have certain friends that I would do this with, and certain friends I do that with, and certain friends I go to when I want to party, and certain friends I go to when I want to cry. Like you just kind of have to learn people and understand them, and not take things personally, and learn how to balance your relationships as an adult. I think that's just part of growing up.
But isn't a best friend somebody you want to do all of it with?
Yeah, and I have people for that too.
Where does a song like No More Friends come from?
It comes from the heart.
But does something happen in your life that starts that?
That happens to me literally all the time.
But okay, so like
I get friend zoned.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you also friend zone people.
Yeah, all the time, but I hate when it happens to me.
When was the last time you got friend zoned?
Very recently, like March.
It's July.
That's the last guy I really talked to, because I don't like people that often. Like I'll like I just said, like I'll hang out with someone, and like if I don't immediately, like if I'm not obsessed with them, it's not a thing. So that's why I tally mark. This guy wasn't necessarily a tally mark, I don't think, but I was really into him. And yeah, it's just unfortunate. I think that's why I don't like people that often, because this always happens. Like what is going on? Why do you want to be my friend?
I love your tattoo.
Which one?
The one, the guitar.
Amy?
Yeah.
It's Amy Winehouse.
Wow.
Thank you.
Who did that?
This girl Morgan in London. I actually just got this one from her when I was there the other week. It's a mermaid and a fairy.
Very cool.
But yeah, she's great.
Really beautiful pieces.
Thank you.
Yeah, why would somebody friend zone you? They're crazy.
Because they met someone else.
Oh.
But still.
Oh.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. We're on the same page here.
Keep it moving. What happens now? It's a question I have, truly.
Keep it moving. What happens now?
Yeah, together. No, that, by the way, you do end on like a cliffhanger, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're making our way into the next season. What do you learn, or really what do you gather from season 1 that you're taking with you for season 2?
Well, I liked leaving it on that kind of cliffhanger, because the counterpart for what happens now in the second season is like, it's called Start Again. And so it's like, oh, listen to it over again. So that's like the ending. And then there's like it's like the halfway mark. I think, I don't know if there's anything necessarily that you should take away. I think each song, like I said, has its own specific meaning, and they don't really go together. So I don't know if there's one message that I would want people to take from it. I guess I feel like there's not really any like love relationship type songs. Like they're not really those kind of songs in season 1, and there's definitely more of those in season 2. Like Sociopath is obviously about like being heartbroken by someone. Call Mom is about being sad about being an adult. We're All Gonna Die is being sad about dying. And like what else? No More Friends is about like being friend zoned. Like it's all
kind of different genres too, right?
They are, but they're not not about like love or anything. And in the second half, there's a lot more of those kind of songs.
Are you trying to find sonics? Like, are you trying to find a sound that works to take with you, or what?
I'm just vibing.
Just vibing?
I like so many different things. That's kind of the point of it. Is like I like so many different things. I've changed my style all the time. I change my hair all the time. I listen to the most random different genres of music from all different times, and I'm just into so many things. And I'm not the kind of person that's like into one thing and then moves on and is like, oh, I hate that now. Like I'm all about the early 2000s, and yesterday I was all about the 90s. Like it's not like that. It's like everything that I love, I kind of add to the grand scheme of Olivia. It's like all a part of me, and I like to take it with me. So I feel like I just want to be able to create whatever I want to create and make whatever sound I want to make and whatever, and just have that freedom all the time, because I hate putting myself into a box and being like, oh, I'm only going to make songs that sound like Jocelyn and No More Friends, or oh, I'm only going to make sad songs that sound like Call Mom.
How do you know what people want? I mean, clearly it's working because you're about to do a bunch of festivals, right?
Yeah, a couple.
Like a ton. Are you doing the one in Napa?
Mm-hmm. Bottle Rock.
Oh, I'm inviting myself to that.
Yeah, come.
Inviting myself.
It's my hometown.
I look. Napa's one of my favorite cities in America. The greatest place. But you're doing a ton.
I'm doing Lollapalooza, I'm doing Bottle Rock, and then I'm not allowed to say what else I'm doing. That's it. I'm going on tour.
Yeah, you're doing that too. The Olivia O'Brien show.
Yeah, the Olivia O'Brien show.
When does
Zach
season
Sang
2
show.
come?
Season 2 comes. I don't know.
It's not even done yet, though.
It's done. It just needs some things need to be mixed and mastered, which is like doesn't take that long.
Who's the feature?
I'm also not allowed to say that.
Who is it?
It's a girl that I'm friends with that is really
Stassi
sweet.
Baby.
Yeah, it's featuring Stassi Baby. I made Stas a song for her birthday. It's called Stassi Day.
How's it go?
You should share that.
It's Stassi Day. Pull up in the Benz. Had to change her number because she got too many friends. When we all together, yeah, the party never ends. She know how to crack. She know how to really spend it. And don't get offended. Ass so fat that I want to rear end it. She could touch her toes. Yeah, she could really bend it. Got so much money she could never even spend it. Sorry.
Wow. I don't know her, but that sounds accurate.
It's very accurate.
It's a great song.
It was the first song I ever made in my home studio, and I was in my house for a year. I'm not joking.
Was that her birthday present?
Yes.
Oh, it's a great present.
Mm-hmm. And we made her a music video.
That's a good gift.
Mm-hmm. I like to make people things now. Like my friend Mac, it was his birthday on June 21st, and I made him a friendship bracelet.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good gesture. I have a friendship bracelet
should
on.
I say the other birthday present that I made for someone?
What?
I made a CD of all the songs I wrote about a guy and gave it to him on his birthday. I burned it myself and I printed out like sticker to like with the cover art with the photo of us and like made a thing and like put it on and like put it in a little case and gave it to him.
Are these unreleased songs?
Some of them, yeah.
How many songs were on it?
10. Yeah.
Do you think they listen to it?
I mean, I don't know how, like, who even can I don't even have a way to listen to a CD anymore. It was more just like the gesture. He's already heard them all.
What was his response when you gave it to him?
He was like, "Are you in love with me?" And I was like, "No."
Wow.
And then he was like, "I love you," and I was like, "Yeah." But he says he means it like as a friend. Like we say "I love you" as like a friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do that with my friends too, but usually like it's not like it doesn't.
It's been going on for like 2 years, 3 years.
Including when you were in the
3
relationship,
years.
right?
We weren't in a relationship.
Okay, got it. Okay. I don't want to pry. That's a good homemade gift, though.
My love life is not. It's not normal. It doesn't. It's not how things usually work for people. And it's not working for me either.
Who's the feature? I guess you said you can't say, but you said it's a friend of yours and it's a girl.
Mm-hmm. And she's fire. And I love her.
Is it Madison?
No, it's not. Everyone thinks it's either Madison or Maggie Linneman. It's not.
Okay, that was gonna be my next guess.
Dan's in.
I got something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ollie Sykes is a pretty cool feature.
Right?
How'd you do that?
So, my A&R is friends with. Is she friends with someone in the band? I think, or someone that their manager or something. I think it's their manager. Anyway, she's like really tight with one of them, and we were trying to look for someone that could, add something to the song because it felt just like it just needed something, and it needed someone with like insane vocals that has that talent in that kind of music, to just bring it. And she was like, I have the connect, let's do it. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And we got him on it. And then as soon as he cut it, he DM'd me and was like, thank you so much for having me on the song. I can't get out of my head. This is one of my favorite features I've ever done, blah, blah, blah. And I was so no one's ever been that excited to do a feature for me. And I was so I was freaking out. I was so excited. And I think he just added everything that the song needed.
He sounds so good on that song.
Mm-hmm. He's insane.
So no notes.
So no notes. No.
I mean, are you just waiting for one of these songs to raise its hand? Because they all could be singles to a certain degree. What are you waiting for to I don't know. I don't want to say work a song like pick a single, but what's the strategy?
I mean, right now the single is No More Friends. That's the one that was like, that my label put on the playlist and everything.
And it rocks.
Thank you. I kind of wanted,
but it leans rock, right?
Yeah. I think they're gonna push it to like alt radio and stuff too, which is dope. It's a whole new audience for me. But then it's like it raises the question of like, then are people gonna look at my music and be like, wait, she doesn't make that kind of music? I mean, Jocelyn is kind of in that vein.
Yeah, but Sociopath is too.
I guess, yeah. And I have another song on the second half that is, but that's kind of where people are like, okay, what are you doing when it comes to like me making all of these different types of songs? But I don't want to stop. I like it. I like doing whatever I want to do. And I feel like it's kind of like, oh, I have a song for everyone. There you go, pick what you like. But also, that's what I do. That's what I like. That's what I listen to. I'm always inspired by new stuff, and I want to do whatever I want to do.
Do you like write every day? Do you gather inspiration every day?
Not right now, but I mean, I'll randomly be somewhere and something will pop in my head and I'll write it down. But I haven't written in a while because nothing's been inspiring me. I've been I don't want to say bored because I've been doing stuff, but I'm just like I'm not like really super into anyone right now. I'm not like. Well, it's just like, how many times am I going to write the same song,
Well, you're hoping to find the relationship that's different, that produces different stuff.
Well, yeah.
It seems like, don't want to bring him up again, but it seems like Logan had a pretty big impact that you were able to write so many songs about it. And you kind of need something like that.
I mean...
Right? I mean, every time she comes in here, we talk about a song that's inspired by him, and now you're saying you got nothing, so... Was it a good thing?
Maybe you are attracted to some sort of chaos, but your music, to me, sounds like it's ripped from your reality.
Yeah.
So,
and I definitely am attracted to chaos, and it takes a lot for me to actually like someone and have the emotions to write about it. Like, I have to be really, really inspired, and not a lot of people can do that for me. I just am not easily entertained. Like you said, he's really entertaining. Mm-hmm. He's just entertaining. It's like, I like to live my life like it's a movie. He's funny, does stuff. I watch, write about it, write it down. It's great.
I love it.
I have a question that's kind of different. Do you have to think a lot about what you post on Instagram? Like, do you have to think, well, if I post this, people think I'm an influencer, not a musician?
Yeah. And recently, I have pretty much only, I feel like, been posting... I mean, I posted like from Tricks and Caicos and stuff, but like other than that, I haven't been posting like what I usually do, like posting like cute photos of myself. I've literally just been posting like music stuff and then like stuff that I kind of have to post. Like when we went to Tricks and Caicos, I did some posts for Evolve because it paid for our whole trip. But yeah, I don't know. I recently Instagram has been scaring me. All social media has been scaring me. I don't want to post anything because I get scared
about what people are gonna say.
Yeah, and it's hard when, like, this is how people are going to perceive me. Like, posting something is like, okay, people are going to perceive this, and what are they going to think? What is this going to represent for me? And before, I used to just post whatever I wanted and was like, whatever. But now I get almost, like, nervous to post because I don't know. It's scary. And then I feel like now I'm like, oh, do I have to, like, be wearing a cute outfit all the time? Or can it just be, like, a nice photo that I like of myself? Or, like, does it have to be something? Instagram's become like a weird job, like a weird like subset of my job, and I don't know. I'm just like kind of over it.
Yeah, I feel like Instagram's just become a giant place to promote things, and that's about all it is.
Yeah.
But
I want to take cute photos and post things that I like, but I just also don't have the energy anymore. Like, I'm not gonna be like, hey guys, can you please take a photo of me and like make my friends, like, I do that for them, but I just feel weird asking them to do that for me and sit there and like take them. And when I ask Max to take photos of me, they always turn out like garbage. I have to position the phone at like a certain angle and be like, stay right there, and then I like run in front of the camera and I'm like,
I mean, Max, should be a huge part of your job.
He doesn't have to know the angles. It's not his job.
Such particular angles for that she likes her iPhone photos from.
Yeah,
I'm just out here trying my best.
Because they're not as good quality, so you
enough.
have to get the right angle so that it looks right. Otherwise, it'll look weird.
Truth.
It'll like if it's too like high up or like tilted this way, my legs will look this long and my upper body is like this big. It's like, we don't want that.
It's a hard life.
We gotta get like here or here.
That's it.
You know.
Now, how did Dixie get boy?
That was a great question. So I wrote that song when I was like 16, and I was gonna put it out, and I was so excited about it. And then it just, I don't even know what happened. It just ended up, I wanted to get a feature on it. I wanted to get Kaylani on it, and she was down. And then we just like, it just never happened. And then I got older, and I was like making new stuff, and I was like, this song doesn't really fit with what I'm making anymore, and I just doesn't feel like something I'd put out right now. So I just kept it in the vault, and then I was like, I have so many songs, I need to start pitching these. I just need to start pitching songs. I feel like I was kind of hoarding my songs because I was like, oh, maybe one day I'll put it out. But then I was like, nah, like this song deserves to be out, and like someone should be singing it, and it doesn't have to be me. And that's what I've kind of been trying to do more lately is I actually just sent folder on Dropbox of a bunch of old songs that I want my publishing company to pitch to people. But yeah, so I sent it to her. I DM'd her. I was like, hey, I have some songs that I think might be cool for you. Like, let me know if you want to hear them. And I sent her a Dropbox link. And then that was the one that she liked, and she cut it, and the rest is history, I guess.
Oh, wow. So you reached out directly to her.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else you reach out to?
Actually, no. The problem, I mean, it's not a problem. It's kind of great but a lot of artists these days really, really want to at least be in the room when songs are being written for them, because they want to kind of feel like they're a part of the process, or they want to, have at least some publishing on it, or whatever it is. But people, like, there's less and less people taking pitch songs, and I almost don't want to like offend people of like, hey, like, I don't think you can write. You want a song? And like, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm scared people would take it that way. So I'm just kind of I'm sending a bunch of songs to my publisher and like, okay, who do you think these would work for, and who's taking outside songs and all that stuff. So it's kind of a process.
And the truth is, like, you can get a song and then go and rewrite it and keep certain parts of
exactly. Yeah. So that's the other thing is, and a lot of them will need that because the production's outdated, or some of them aren't fully finished, or just need a little help. And like
random songs have hit my ears that I've thought like, oh, this could actually be something for an artist.
Yeah.
And
if it's just changed a little bit.
Yeah, you shoot it over to them, but not thinking that the whole thing in its entirety is kept. Like, it's like essentially a building block for you to do whatever you want with.
Definitely. And that's what my manager was saying, because I was like, oh, like maybe I should take this one out. And he was like, no, leave it in. And like, it doesn't have to be that exact thing that someone likes. Like maybe they like one little thing and they're inspired by it, and then
they keep
a little thing, and then they change it, and I still have publishing on it and whatever. Totally. So
how much of Boy is the same, or is it?
It's exactly the same.
It's exactly the same.
Like
so you
exactly
wrote a perfect song.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Was there any thought that you were going to get on it with her, or was it always, this is for you? I'm out of this stage of my life.
We never even really like discussed that. I was just like, I want you to have it. It's yours. Yeah. And I went in with her and we did little ad libs on it. Like I helped her do the ad libs. She's like so adorable. I love her. The whole family the D'Amelios are angels, like actual angels. I love them.
So you want to be a songwriter, kind of? Would you sit down in a studio with somebody and work with them?
Totally. I've done that a couple of times, but and I want it once I'm like back in it. I just need to get back into. I need to get inspired again, and then I need to get back in the studio and just start writing, and then I will go and do stuff for other people, because I haven't practiced in a while. I've been not out of work, but like I've been unemployed. I just haven't been doing it because I haven't wanted to. I'm in album mode right now, and I have nothing to worry about.
Is it a different muscle, writing for somebody else than writing for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like the actual writing process of like rhyming stuff and coming up with little things and melodies and all that. That's the same, but it's more coming up with the actual concepts. That's hard for when I'm writing for myself. But if I'm writing with someone who kind of knows what they want to write about, like a lot of artists will go in with writers and just be like, this is what's going on in my life. Like, let's write something about it. I think that would be a lot easier for me because it's something to go off of, versus if I'm going in writing about my life and I have nothing to go off of, what am I going to do?
And you have to like emotionally mine for stuff.
Exactly. But I'm usually pretty good at connecting with other people emotionally and feeling emotions that other people have or have been through. And I've been through a lot of different emotions.
You have empathy? That's good to know.
I do. I have basic human empathy, unlike some people.
We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Daniel, what are you thinking?
I just want to go through the other two photos I have saved here.
Of course you do.
This one I like. Just tell me what inspired these two numbers.
420. That actually is a double meaning there. So 420, weed,
Yeah.
Wow.
and 1942, Don Julio tequila.
Oh, your favorite tequila.
And 69 is funny.
It is.
It's the funniest number of all the numbers.
What else you got in your monitor there?
Oh, also wait, double meaning for 69. It's also the symbol for Cancer in the zodiac, and I have a Cancer moon.
You have a Cancer moon.
It's good to know.
I just came up with that one on the spot.
And how about this one? This one's interesting.
Oh God,
Olivia, outgrow.
what?
Y'all ever feel like you've outgrown everything in your life?
Well, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, often. All the time.
Cool.
I think, yeah.
I mean, what are we having a realization here, Dan?
No. I took the screenshot of that a while ago. I've thought about that before.
Yeah, sometimes I look around and I'm like, I feel like nothing fits me anymore. And not just my clothes. It's all of my friends and the things that I'm doing, the places I'm going. Like, but whenever that happens to me, I just like flee the country for a little bit and then just like come back. And then I'm better. Like when I went to London and New York by myself, and then I came back and I'm
You ever think about moving to one of these places?
Yeah, I wanted to move to London for a while, but it would be too crazy for me. Like, I'm still so reliant on my dad, and I have a dog. So, and also I just bought a house, so it's probably not the best idea for me to go to London, but
No.
I was trying for a while.
But you feel like you've outgrown, but you run from outgrowing, but then you come back and then just squeeze yourself back
I
into
don't
what
know
you don't
what's going
fit
on,
into.
Zach. I don't know. I'm young.
And maybe
young
that's
and I'm
it.
British.
Maybe you haven't outgrown it. It's growing pains.
Yeah. Ooh, good one. That's a great concept.
Take that with you.
Okay, well.
I don't need any piece of it.
But yeah, I feel like I think it's all about perspective. And when my perspective is off, I'm like, oh, I've outgrown these things. And things don't have to always be the same. Like whenever I'm feeling a disconnect between me and like just for something that's happened recently, like I felt kind of disconnected from my friends and kind of alienated, and just like there was some differences that just felt weird to me. And every time I was hanging out with them, I would just feel like something was off. And you just have to find a different way to look at things. Like they're not all against me. Like I'm not the odd one out. Whenever I talk to them about that kind of stuff, they all are like, oh, I feel that way too. It's like just the way that I'm looking at situations. And I feel like when my perspective is constantly changing all the time, how I feel about them is always going to change. How I feel about everything is going to change. How I feel about where I'm living or like the music I'm making, everything. So I just need to step away from my life and step away from situations and kind of gain the perspective to look at it differently and think like, okay, am I really upset by this, or is it just my emotions getting in the way of things? And if something really is not good for me, if I really have outgrown something, then I'll step away from it. Yeah. And I don't need to always be involved in everything that my friends do and go out to every party that everyone in LA is always going to, or wear a certain thing that I think I need to wear, or make a certain type of song that I think like I need to just it's all about perspective and the way that I'm viewing my life and my actions. So if that makes sense.
Amen. Beautiful. Well said.
There was a moment there where I was going and I was like, where am I going with this? Where am I going? I don't know where this is going.
You landed.
But I figured it out.
Yeah, it's a pretty good time for Olivias in this world, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Olivias are having their moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, not me.
That's not true. You're going on tour?
You're going on tour. You have an album out.
Well, you have another one on the way. You have a great festival season ahead of you.
You bought a house.
I did buy a house.
I mean, come on. Glass half full.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty great glass. Filled with really expensive champagne.
Champagne.
Yeah. Cheers to you. It's a nice flute. Please listen to episode season 1. There's a link in the description below. The Olivia O'Brien show is coming to a city near you. It's coming to a lot of cities. Mm-hmm. But when you're coming up with a festival set compared to the tour set, is it the same? Is it going to be different?
It's going to be pretty different, especially like the festivals I'm doing are. I like to think of it kind of differently as my shows, because at festivals people go see, a bunch of different artists they may like, but when you're going to a show just for one person, then I know that's like my super fans, so they'll want to hear like a different kind of music, like more like album cuts and different things, versus at a festival I just want to play like my biggest songs. But the concept of my tour is really fun because it's kind of I've never done anything where I have like kind of a script or like a thing that I'm doing kind of the same every night. We're working on it right now, but it's basically going to be a mix of a concert, a late night TV show mixed with like the Amanda show mixed with like the Eric Andre show.
What?
So like I'm gonna be singing, but I'm gonna like have like a little like setup, like it's a show, and I'm basically gonna be the host and the performer.
What?
Yeah.
I
Don't think too much about it.
okay.
It's gonna work.
We're going.
How far
better.
into the planning are you?
2 hours.
We planned a little bit.
And what part of the Amanda show? You bringing in the lobsters?
I have to figure out my own version of the lobsters. I'm thinking maybe like the dancing Dexters, my dog.
Oh.
That's good.
But I want to do like stupid things. Like, have you ever seen the Eric Andre show?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're just like you don't know what's gonna happen next, and something's really weird. I obviously can't do anything that crazy because like I don't want to get sued. But we're coming up with things. I want to bring in like a comedy writer and like write like funny things and have like skits and things.
So it's gonna be the same every night.
Not exactly the same, but like where there's gonna be like a thing.
Got it.
You know, because normally I just go out there and I have no idea what's going on. I'm just like, hey, whatever. And then
Are you nervous about having to memorize lines?
No, because like at the end of the day, it's not like I used to do musical theater, and it's like that's scary memorizing lines because you're like saying someone else's words. These aren't gonna be my words. So if I mess it up and I was to decide I want to say something else, who cares? Nobody knows. It's me. It's my show. It's the Olivia O'Brien show.
That's right.
So
What made you want to do this instead of just a regular concert?
it just goes with the theme of like TV movie vibes, and also I just like think it's funny. I think it's gonna be really fun to play with, and I'm gonna have like a sign that says like the Olivia O'Brien show. Like,
Do you watch a lot of TV while making this?
I watch a lot of TV always.
What do you watch?
Right now I'm rewatching Modern Family, and I
Oh,
just started
so
it a couple
good.
weeks. It's literally so good. I just started a couple weeks ago again, and I'm already on season 9. So I'm like, that's how much I watch TV.
It really hits.
It really hits. It's so funny. I just love a good, well-written character, and all the characters are so good.
Me too. Superstore, I would highly recommend if you
Okay, I
like
haven't
Modern
seen it.
Family. Really great. I watch Seinfeld all the time. Very good. New Girl?
New Girl. I've seen New Girl like 80 times. I'm not kidding.
Me
It's
too.
my another one. The characters are so good.
You're so invested
So
in
good.
them.
I would like to live in the New Girl universe, whatever universe that it exists, whether it is real. I would.
There's
like to
so
be
much
there.
nuance in those characters that it's genius. Like every little thing.
Everything, and the actors are like, they really brought them to life, man. Like, I believe that they're real people. That's why it's hard for me to watch a show when the acting isn't good because it brings me out of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like you're like, I will think about like they're acting right now. This isn't real. But if the acting is good enough to where I'm like, oh my god, and I don't think about the fact that people are acting, then it's fire.
So this is coming in the Olivia O'Brien show. Coming
Yeah.
to a city near you.
Yeah, my acting's gonna be so fire. You're gonna forget that you're even at my concert.
Link in the
I'm gonna-
description below.
I'm gonna bring you out. You're gonna have an out of body experience.
You're welcome ahead of time.
When's this tour start?
Well, I have a couple shows. Happening like before, and then a couple like I'm doing like a little California kind of run, and then doing like the rest of them. So the first show,
Looks like it starts November 2nd in Arizona.
well, that's like the second, but I'm having my LA show, my San Diego show, my Santa Ana show, August 30th, 31st, and September 1st,
Oh wow.
and
so
then
soon.
off for a month, and then
Well, you're off for that month of you festivals. You do Bottle Rock in September, right?
yeah, I forgot about that.
That's a big one.
I know. I'm scared. I'm like, because all my like hometown friends go to that festival.
Lollapalooza. Wow. So you're performing for like your main people.
And yeah, Bottle Rock, yeah. I'm scared.
If you had to pick between your LA friends and your hometown friends, who would you pick?
What do you mean?
Who do you
I have
better?
like one hometown friend. Her name is Ariel. Actually, my friend Madison too. And Jill. Well, those are like, there's like a couple people that I like kind of keep in touch with, but like, I was not popular in high school. I kind of just did everything with my friend Ariel. So, yeah. But I'm more scared of like people that I randomly went to high school with coming to my set. I'm just like gonna be nervous.
They're coming to your set.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
performing
nervous.
there.
It's scary.
And
You're
also,
the one on stage.
there's like 50,000 people there.
What if I see one of their faces and I'm like, ah, but I start crying?
and make for really good
There's
set.
this one kid that used to bully me that if I see his face, I will actually burst into tears.
Really? Yeah. You don't feel like you proved these people wrong?
Oh, I definitely have, but like just performing and seeing that, I would just like.
Yeah, but isn't that the win that you're performing at their hometown festival?
Not if I sound like.
Don't you want to give them your best performance ever?
Yeah.
And be like, look at me, you.
Yeah, I do. I guess.
You're gonna kill it.
God, I can feel the confidence. It's awesome.
I'm so confident right now.
You're gonna do great.
Awesome.
No, you are.
Yeah, I am. It's gonna be really great.
Olivia O'Brien, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, beautiful human. Thanks for watching our full interview, but I get it. Like, a full interview is a lot. So we got a clips channel. We don't expect you to watch the full thing anymore, so we just gave you the highlights. Please subscribe and notifications and all that stuff. Okay, cool. I love you.